Right, we're at Park View Road with the management team. Loui, we've just signed the first 3 players of the season. Is it good to be back amongst it?
Yes, we had to enjoy the moment. So we celebrated Saturday night and a few celebrated Sunday. A few sore heads on Monday, but then we were straight back to work. You know, that week trying to secure the signings of as many players as possible. Yeah.
So the 3 that we have got signed today, obviously, Barney, player of the year last year, Sam Corn and Joey Taylor, 3 young players. That really signals your intent that we're going to have a sprinkling of youth through the squad again this season.
Yeah, exactly. All 3 players, you know, they all played their part last year. Joey probably not as much as the other 2, but we've got big expectations for all 3 of those next season. We expect them to play a big part, and yeah, it's great to have them on board so early.
Right, with Macca and Barnsley alongside you, obviously at the end of the season your job was to sit down and work out who you wanted to try and keep and address areas we need to improve in the squad. Can you let us know players that have been released from the club from last season's squad?
Name-wise, wouldn't like to say anything so soon because we're still talking to the squad as a whole. Yeah, we've had good conversations with a lot of players, and there are a few that will leave. But yeah, name-wise, wouldn't want to mention anyone just yet. No.
Do you anticipate some new signings in the coming days, week, as soon as possible, or do you think this could be a waiting game over the summer?
Yeah, like I say, we're trying to get as many signed as soon as possible. We have a few new faces that we'd like to bring in, but it's just a matter of coming to an agreement and then getting them to sign. So yeah, nothing to report just yet.
So off the field, as regards to budget and stuff, has that been sorted for next season?
Yeah, we've had a couple of good meetings with Barry and Barry about next season, and we're aware of what the budget is, and yeah, we're working to be within it, and yeah, it's just it's an ongoing thing at the moment, ongoing project, and yeah, we've got the whole summer to sort it. So yeah.
Excellent. Right, we'll bring in Macca. Macca, as regards to training, last season we trained 3 mornings per week, which was thought to be the way forward for the club. We'll be doing that again this season?
Yeah, so we're going to stick to the same training schedule as we did last year, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday morning. You know, we believe it's a good way for us to go, and the players liked it. We understand that could potentially limit us to a certain type of player, but we're happy with that. We're happy with the way that things are, so we're not going to look to change too much on that side of things.
Right, and the 3 of you, the way you work together, I mean, last season you were going out watching opposition, and I think over the last couple of years I didn't really see a lot of that with the previous management, but with you guys, including Paul as well, looking at future opposition, you really got your heads down and sort of, you didn't leave any stone unturned. Will that continue this season, Paul?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, that's part of our jobs. Obviously, when we came in and agreed to take on this project, obviously we are professional. We don't leave any stone unturned. Attention to detail is what we pride ourselves on. And again, that will carry on, not just obviously on the opposition, but ourselves. You know, self-reflection and analysis of our own kind of methods and our own players. You know, we try to give as much detail as we can to everything.
Do you do any video work with the players at all, or is that something you look at for the future, or something that's not really part of your techniques?
I say moving forward, I know it's something that we want to implement. We've got our own kind of methods that we want to implement. Obviously, it's not a short-term fix, it's a long-term project for us, so slowly but surely we will be looking to implement as much as we can. And again, giving the players a lot of feedback and analysis on themselves and team performance that we can help to kind of get the goals and move in the direction that we want to go.
Right, Faz, when do you think pre-season will start? When will you get the boys back in for their first training session?
We've spoke about it between ourselves, and we're looking at Tuesday the 30th of June. That's when we're looking to start pre-season. Yeah, and then we've obviously got the first pre-season fixture, which is traditionally is Charlton. That will be on the 11th of July. So we would like some time to work with the players before we go back and play our first game.
So Charlton will be the first game. There won't be another non-league team just before that to get back into it. It'll be Charlton will be our first. You see at the moment Charlton will be our first pre-season game.
Yeah, we spoke about it between us, and we have the potential to put a game in there if we want. But we prefer more hands-on time with the players on the training field before we before we play a match. So yeah.
Right, this will be your team this year, guys, the three of you, and this will be your methods. This will be everything about you guys. What do you want the club to achieve next season? What are your minimum kind of aims for the season?
Well, I think most people would say that they would like us to see us finish higher than what we did this year. Within ourselves, we've got a lot of confidence in what we're doing here. We don't feel that anything's going to be left to chance. We know that we're ultra professional, and we've got very high standards of ourselves and very high standards of the players. We're going to ask a lot of the players. It's going to be tough for them at times, but it's going to be a nice, open, honest environment for everyone to work in. We're going to try and drive their performance levels both individually and as a team. And if we manage to do all of that, I think that come this time next year, we would be disappointed if we hadn't finished in the top half of the table. Some people might say that that's a big statement, but I honestly feel, and I know these two guys beside me feel, that if we didn't say that, then we would be underselling ourselves a little bit. We're not going to sit here and say that we're going to go and win the league, but we're going to be a force to be reckoned with week in, week out. We're going to make sure that the boys that we have available week in, week out are very fit, very organised, and that they're all reading off the same page. And when you have that kind of environment, then you're always going to have a good chance of winning each match.
But when Loui came in, he did say that he was confident that the way you work together, your methods, you were confident at getting the training ground buzzing, the players confident and the players playing well. Well, it worked out perfectly. As for next season, have you got anything in place to guard against the fact that some people may think this year it was a lot of getting behind the boys, motivation to get us going at the end of the season? Is it going to be different starting with a clean slate?
I see it as kind of a continuation of the process that we started last year. Obviously, circumstances are a little bit different, but again, a part of our kind of methods and philosophy is our key is motivating each player to perform as part of our team, and to obviously buy into the philosophy that we're embedding on the club. So for us, we're always setting goals, not for just ourselves, but for players, on a daily and weekly basis. So I mean, it's part of keeping the players motivated. But again, it's, as you can tell from a few of the young lads that have already signed today, it's part of our ethos as a management team. The boys buying into it, and then us, keep working at it. Again, like we said before, it's a process and a project that we're working on. But it's got a long-term goal and vision, and that's what we're going to be working at day in, day out.
Right, well, everybody at the end of the season thanked you for what you did, because it was amazing, the turnaround to get us out of the problems we were in, to give us the end of the season that you did. I think everyone was delighted as well when the three of you got the job. So good luck this season, boys, and let's hope we can do well. And thank you for talking to us.
Cheers.
Thank you.